I'm speaking today with Dr. Greg Chapman, who is the author of the book, The 5 Pillars of Guaranteed Business Success. Not only is Greg an author, he is a professional speaker and the CEO of the Australian Business Coaching Club. He is also the editor of the Australian Small Business blog and publisher of the Small Business Achiever newsletter. He is a leading advisor on small business. First of all, Greg, welcome.
Welcome, Mark.
Greg, what are the steps in the evolution of a business?
Well, all businesses start off through a startup stage, through infancy. And what we find during that stage of the business's life, survival is probably the most important thing for the business owner. Their biggest concern is how they get that next customer. They're usually not making any money, or probably most likely losing money during that time. And so their focus is really to try and find out simple and cheap ways to get new customers. At this stage, they're not very fussy about the customers they have, anyone with money. Even if they don't have money, they could be their customers. The next step is they go through an adolescent stage, and this is a very exciting stage for a business. The growth could be quite exponential during this stage, but it's basically out of control. Be great one month and maybe nothing the next month, and no way of reproducing the success of the successful months. And what the business owner is seeking there is some sort of system so that he can get a regular stream of customers. His concern about business survival is not so great there as his need for a systematic way to get that continuous flow of customers. The next stage is growing pains, and that's where businesses can be a victim of their own success. At this stage, the business owners probably can't handle too many more customers, and therefore the growth starts to decline. The rate of growth starts to decline, and we're in a situation there where we're finding that balls are starting to drop. We're finding mistakes are happening, and the business owner is just working all their time, and usually very long hours working in their business. After this stage, the business owner reaches a point of comfort. In fact, the growth has plateaued, may still grow for a little bit due to the momentum of the early phases, but it tends to plateau, and business owners feel comfortable where they are. And maybe they take their foot off the accelerator. And the only problem is, the only time you're coasting in business is when you're going downhill.
Why do businesses remain small?
I guess there are 5 key reasons why businesses stay small. First of all, they have no vision. Without vision, you can have no strategy for your business. And what this means is that you've got no focus, and therefore you're distracted by all the opportunities out there rather than looking at the 1 or 2 opportunities which are really going to make a business. For example, you were talking the difference between a light bulb and a laser beam, getting the biggest bang for your buck. And when you don't have too many bucks, that's important. The second reason is that there's no passion or commitment. If you don't have the right vision, you can't be passionate about what it is you do. And what we find then, if you're not passionate, the people around you aren't passionate. Your staff, your customers, your colleagues aren't passionate. And you need that passion in order to stay the course, to have the commitment to overcome the obstacles you inevitably face. The third area is goals and planning. Now, it's not enough to have a vision, you must have a plan, because without a plan, all you have is a dream, and we know how often they come true. So you need to have that plan and goals which gives you a focus. Your goals are your opportunity finders, and they are the ones that are going to give you the focus you want to achieve your ultimate objectives for your business. Valuing your time is also a key area which business owners neglect. They tend to sweat the small stuff. They spend dollar time on penny jobs. So while they're looking after working in the business, they don't have the time to work on the business. They think they're saving money by not bringing people into their business, outsourcing work or bringing in staff, when in fact all they're doing is preventing themselves from taking the next step on their business because they're worrying about the little stuff. And finally, the last reason why a business stays small is business know-how. Now you might think that's obvious, but if you don't value your time, you're not going to value education. The point here is if you knew there was a way of getting your 5-year goals in 2 years, if you just knew how to do it, is that valuable for you? When you understand that you value your time, you'll spend the money, whether it could be as simple as buying a book, it could be going on a course, or even hiring a business coach to help you achieve those goals. But if you don't focus on all those 5 things, you will continue to stay small.
Greg, what are the 5 pillars of guaranteed business success?
The first of these is planning, and we talked about this before. And then the second pillar is marketing, and this is one of the areas of business know-how which is really important. The third is systems. Again, this is part of the business know-how which is also critical for your development. The next thing is motivation or people systems, being able to engage people so that they are supportive of you and aligning their personal goals with your own business goals. And the last pillar is you, because in the end, you can do all these other things, but if you're not committed and you're not have the discipline to follow through, the same sort of discipline you'd expect from an Olympic sprinter, you won't reach the finish line.
So when you get the book, you just don't get the book, do you?
Yes, not only do you get the book, you also get access to a whole range of business tools that come with the book. Tools such as business plan, template, a number of marketing tools as well. Total value of $100 that come with the book.
I have a couple of reviews of your book I would like to read out. Now, one's from Tony Stephen, the CEO of COSBOA, which is a peak small business organisation in the country. And he says, the 5 pillars of business success, planning, marketing, systems, motivation and discipline are expertly covered in this book. Learn what successful business owners already know when you follow Dr. Greg Chapman's advice. This book is the prescription that takes away the pain of growing your business.
Yes, Tony so liked the book that he actually offered to write the foreword for it.
And the second review is from a reader, Graham Parsons of Teams for Tasks. And he says, I think it is very good. It feels more realistic and relevant to Australian small business than the Gerber stuff. Greg, are you the Australian Michael Gerber?
Well, I certainly regard the sorts of things that Michael Gerber writes about as essential for any business. But I guess I have taken a very practical and pragmatic approach, which I think is what Graham likes about the book. It's a step by step explaining what you need to do to actually implement the ideas, which are quite common out there, into an individual's business. In fact, the book, along with the tools that come with it, can be used as a manual to take your business to the next level.
If somebody wants to find out more about the book, how do they do that?
The best place to find out more about the book is to visit the website www.5pillarsbusinesssuccess.com. That's FIVE pillarsbusinesssuccess.com, and where you'll find a lot more information about the book and how to order it.
Greg Chapman, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike.